Welcome back to the 5 Minute Finance Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Williams, and this is the 5 Minute Credit episode. Today, we're going to discuss the two main types of credit models to determine your score, the things that the credit bureaus factor in to create your score, and the things that affect your score in a negative or positive way. So let's dive in. First, let me address the two main types of credit models. There's a FICO score and a Vantage score. I see a lot of people be like, hey, Credit Karma's lying to me, because when you look on Credit Karma, you'll see one thing, and then you go to another platform, and you'll see something totally different. But that's because Credit Karma's using the Vantage score, while another site might be using FICO. And to see which scoring model a site is using, all you have to do is scroll down, and it'll tell you somewhere near the bottom. While they use the same factors to determine your score, they're way slightly different on each credit model. Nonetheless, each credit model will look at your payment history, the credit utilization, the amount of accounts, the average age of your credit, and the amount of inquiries you've had within the last 2 years. Your payment history is the biggest factor, so we want to live within our means so we can make sure we're making all our payments on time. If you feel like you can't make a payment on time, you should call the company and request an extension. That way they don't report a late or missed payment to the credit bureaus. Next, you have your credit utilization. For simple math, let's say we have a credit card with a $100 credit limit. So no matter how much of that $100 you use within your month's period, you want to make sure you leave no more than 30% owed once you make a payment. And for the best effect, we want to leave at least 10%, but no more than 30. If it's a $100 credit limit, you want to leave no more than $10 to $30 as a remaining balance, because that's 10 to 30% of 100. This is the method I use to build my little brother and sister credit before they turn 18. The amount of accounts is something that's built over time, as well as your average age of credit, clearly, which is determined by the age of your oldest account plus the age of your newest account divided by the number of accounts you have. The reason the amount of accounts is important, because let's say you only had that $100 credit card that I just talked about. It isn't really showing that you can really manage your money. But if you had a credit card along with a car note, along with a mortgage, etc., all with no late payments and no missed payments, it'll show that you can really manage your money, and companies will feel safer giving you more money. The last thing is credit inquiries. It takes 2 years for a credit inquiry to drop off your credit score. So don't let just anybody run your credit. Be mindful of department stores, certain phone companies, all that. They'll request for you to approve them obtaining a copy of your score, but you have to read the fine print sometime. Another way to avoid getting a lot of credit inquiries is to shop around. What I mean by that is, let's say you house hunting, and you got you find these one lender. You find your first lenders, and let's call them lender A. Let's say they're not offering you enough money, or the interest is too high. You have a 14-day window to shop around and find a better lender. Even if you have to go from lender B to Z, it'll only show up as one credit inquiry. So again, whether it's homes, cars, loans, you can shop around for the best deal, but you can't apply for a mortgage and then apply for a car loan and have it show as one inquiry. It'll be counted as two. Next, I want to address building credit for your kids, your siblings, your cousins, nieces and nephews, whoever that are under the age of 18. My little brother and sister are twins, and when they turn 16, I listed them as authorized users on my credit card that I kept in good standing. So when they turned 18, they had a credit score over 750. If I knew about this kind of thing earlier, I would have done this for them while they were younger. So my suggestion to you is, after you build your credit and you can manage all of your bills, add, let's say, your child when they're around 8 years old, and make sure to keep this account in good standings at all times. When they turn 18, they'll already have 10 years of good credit history. And if my brother and sister started out with a 750, just imagine what it'll do for your family. Another trick I just learned and started applying is getting a credit card that has rewards like cash back and allows you to buy airline tickets. Then you buy everything with this card. Like everything you would already pay for with cash or with your debit card, you buy with this card. And you wait a few days until the charge is posted completely so you can get your points. And then you just pay the money back before you get charged in interest. This way, you getting free plane tickets and you getting money back for while spending money you would have already spent, and you building your credit at the same time. And since we building our credit and sharing this podcast with other people so they can build their credit as well, we shouldn't have to worry about this next thing, but I'm still going to say it. And this is just my advice. Don't co-sign for anybody. A co-sign is when someone's credit isn't good enough, So you basically have to put your credit on the line so they can get approved for whatever loan they're applying for. And one missed payment from them will negatively affect your score as if it was your loan. So we have to understand that. Be careful. At least be careful and know who you're dealing with if you're gonna co-sign. But I would say don't co-sign for nobody. Instead, let's help them build their credit. That's all I have for you today on credit. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to contact me or leave comments. Also, I created a downloadable credit blueprint that is on sale for only $5, but not for long. So be sure to check that out, as well as my book, The Blueprint, a handbook for young Black America moving forward. They can both be found at www.myblueprint2success.com. That's myblueprint2success.com. Before I go, I have to leave y'all with this African proverb, like I told y'all. And it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And I want us all to go far, so let's go together. Until next time, Ashe.